All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well and set a prime example of how we should walk in his faith. And peace and salutations to the hopeful like brothers out there that's striving for salvation and sincerity. And a few sisters that's tuning in that insincere, I say shalom to you too, and the Israelite foreigners out there that's starting to learn this truth and they sincere and they may not look like a traditional appearance of what an Israelite is, but their seed line goes back to one of the 12 tribes. I say shalom to you as well. And I did give an intro speaking about the sincere sisters out there. And I wanted to do this video because I just did my last video was regarding faith, standing fast in the faith. And today I get brother share this video with me, and it's crazy. I just want to do want to share this testimony with you, all that's able to tune in. I want to share this with you, and then I'll go into the scriptures. I'm gonna play it. It's like a 7-minute video. Then I'll go into the scriptures.
Shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. I just wanted to share. I was kind of like, I was going back and forth on whether or not I should share this or not. And I spoke with a sister that encouraged me to go ahead and show this. But I was praying. It was, it was in prayer time. And each night I pray for the elect, and I pray for my household as well. But I was praying to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and I was just asking Yahweh Shai, like, each day, every day, boost my faith, make it unshakable, unmovable, unbreakable, unbendable. I want to be steadfast in the truth. I want to be firm, build my faith up each and every single day to where, when all hell breaks loose, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'll stand and be found faithful and still believing and trusting Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And I pray for increase every day, and in other areas like my increase of faith, increase of endurance, increase of wisdom and knowledge, and even increase my hope. Like just every intricate detail I like to incorporate in my prayers because I want to be completely built up. Okay, so when I was praying, I asked Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, like any other day, any other night, to send me miracle signs and wonders in the heavens, to show me each day, supersede what was shown to me the day before, to supersede that. And my expectations was at the most to see like a chariot shoot across the sky. Cause I'm not trying to like big myself up or anything like that, or make, myself seem to be something that I'm not. But I have to share this part because I want everyone to know the mind frame that I was in when I was asking this. But normally, when I'm praying and, I'll reach certain parts of a prayer and hit key parts, or I guess it's important, or it's like that stay on this topic, I'll see a chariot shoot across the sky, and then, or sometimes out of the blue, I'll see them flash, like they'll flash a light or something. And the way my house is set up, I pray in my bathroom. Because I have a window and it's facing the east already, and I'm able to pray and look at this, look at the heavens when I pray. That's how I pray. And I'm always coming with expectations. I'm expecting to hear from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm expecting to see something all the time. And I never come with doubt. So as I'm praying, when I ask Yahweh Shem Yahushai to show me miracle signs and wonders in the heavens, I'm expecting I'm literally expecting at the most a chariot to shoot across the sky, or like one flash or something like that, or see one moving, how they kind of like coast, I'm thinking that's what I'm about to see. How Bashim Yao Shai. I'm so into this prayer. I'm just running off and just rambling, just talking, and then I'm getting into the prayer. Like I'm just talking. And the clouds, like the sky is clear at this point, right? But I notice this cloud like coming in from like the right side. Okay, see the cloud, but I'm not paying attention to it all like that because, like I said, I'm so into my prayer. And then all of a sudden, like it stopped moving like from the right. It came from the right, but it started to come like in front of me, but I noticed it stopped. And as I'm praying, I noticed it stopped like right in front in between the houses, but it's like my window was right there in front of where this cloud is. And I'm praying, but it was almost like my spirit. You know how like if you with somebody and you with your best friend or or an associate or family member, anybody, somebody close to you, and you kind of like nudge them with your elbow, and you like, hey, you see that? You see that? It was kind of like, to me, it felt like my spirit was nudging me, like, do you see that? Like, pay attention. Look. Like, that's kind of what I was feeling in my spirit. And I'm just praying, just talking. And then I stopped, like, wait a minute, that looked like a bottom lip. Like I noticed the bottom lip first. And I was like, wait, that literally does look like a lip, right? So I'm like, that look like lips. Like I see the top now, I see the bottom now, I see the top. And then I'm looking close. I'm like, wait, that look like a nose. Like I'm saying that look like some Jake lips, or and the nose is kind of like widespread. That look like a Jake nose. And then the more I look, I'm like, wait a minute, like there's eyes, there's a chin, there's a beard, there's head, there's eyebrow, like there's an eyebrow bridge. Like this is a whole head, like a face. The whole cloud is one big. The whole cloud is a face. And I start freaking out. I'm like, call. I'm like, how about Shemi Shai? I'm giving you how about Shemi Shai praise. And I'm like, dang, like, oh, I would love to capture this, And I'm like, okay, what do I do? I'm like, my camera is crap. I have a trash camera, especially, well, it's cool during the day, but at night, I just knew it was as dark as it was. I just knew I wasn't going to be able to get this picture. But I kept feeling an unction in my spirit, like, attempt to take the picture, like do some adjustments on, the features on the camera. So the first picture, which is the dark picture, the darkest picture is what I took without adjusting the lighting on my camera. So that's the first one. The second one, I adjusted it just, a little bit brighter. And I was like, oh, okay, you can actually see it. Like I was able to capture these pictures. And like I said, I wasn't even going to post it because I was like, man, like, okay, maybe this is, I don't know. I just was overthinking it. But obviously, I know that it boosted my faith, and like my heart is still beating really fast right now, because I just want to encourage anyone that can hear this message to have faith in whatever it is that you're praying and asking how about Shem Yahweh Shai for. Like, don't just pray idly, but pray with expectation. And you have to believe and trust, especially times we're getting ready to come into. It's like our faith has to be out of this world, literally out of this world, because we can't put limitations on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Our brains can't even fathom everything that he's going to do in this time when.
All right, so that's the duration of the video that the sister shared, and it's remarkable. I mean, you can clearly see the vision. You can see it, clear as day. You can see the whole appearance of a head, beard, afro, eyebrows, nose, eyes, lips. It's just clear, you know. And this can be a image of an angel. It could be a image of appearance of Yahweh Shai. It could be, it's not for us to try to, you know, disclaim what the details of who this image is, but we know it is an Israelite image, a male Israelite image. And it was shown to the sister, you know, upon her, closing out her prayers and requesting a sign. Sign was there. So let's go into the scriptures. This is Acts 2 and 17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Now, this is the sister seen a vision. The vision was clear as day. It was shown to her, and this is going to happen more and more to young men and women and older men as well. Dreams. There's so much more. So much more will be supplied to us as individuals in this faith that we're going to be used as to build our faith. That the Most High is going to give as gifts to us. Not to the whole nation of Israel, just to those who believe in the faith, who walk in truth. And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy, which she just did. That's her sharing that testimony is a way of her prophesying, meaning showing, presenting the signs that was shown to her upon prayer, upon visions being relayed to her. And this right here helps all of us, but as well showing that the scriptures are faithful and true, because this is the prophecy that I'm reading right now, and she helps to bring that prophecy to light, as well as other sisters is tuning in that are sincere and their faith is being built because of these things here. It's starting to be undeniable. People won't be able to make it a figment of our imagination that we're preaching and the truth that we're bringing out. It's going to be no more theory or conspiracy theory. It's going to be conspiracy facts. Verse 19, and I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapors of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, which we've had several blood moons, before that great and notable day of the Lord come. So this vision that the sister saw was right on point with what the prophecies say in the scriptures. So let's get into the faith portion of it. So last night I did the part 1. This is going to be part 2 of standing fast in the faith. Because in these times, our faith is going to have to be, like the sister mentioned, unmovable, unbreakable, unbendable. It's going to have to be, the strength of our existence. If the faith is going to be required, because the tribulation or the vengeance and the wrath and the day of the Lord that comes, the time of Jacob's trouble, is going to be unmeasurable with anything that went down in history. It's not going to be comparable. It's going to supersede everything. It's going to be the most dangerous and horrible, horrific, and terrible times that the earth has ever been produced on the earth. And as well as that, it's exciting times because we know what that represents. It's the scriptures compare, the day of the Lord's wrath and the ultimate destruction as a woman that travaileth that's giving birth. Before she give birth, all these birth pains come upon. It's hard and it hurts, but once upon delivering of the child and the birth of the baby, the pains go away and the joy comes. She'll be, delivered a man child, or a woman child, a female or a boy, little boy, a baby. You smile and with joy because you just you just brought, a joy into the world, So you'll smile, a woman will smile because the pain is over and now she can enjoy her child. Same thing with the father by the bedside. So that's what this will be. We got to go through those birth pains of the day of the Lord's wrath, the time of Jacob's trouble. But what's at the end of that? Deliverance. We're hopeful that we may be delivered and saved out of all the fullness of the day of the Lord's wrath. The ultimate, trouble, which is the missiles and Yahushua coming wreaking havoc, coming to put everyone in subjection and to set order. So these things are going to come to pass. So we need our faith to be in the universe somewhere, out of this world. We need our faith to be so strong. And then these signs that the sister shared with, I hope the sister's not bothered by me showcasing her testimony, but I had to. This has to get out as much as possible to be seen, because these are the signs and these are the proof that the Most High has given us that the scriptures are true and that what we believe is true, and also the simple fact that it's going to build your faith. These are gifts that the Most High give to us. So we're going into Hebrews 11:1. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." So first, the Most High gives you the gift of hope, Ephesians 2:8, and he builds upon that hope as you grow and you become seasoned and you become polished, and you're rooted and grounded within the faith that is truth. Then what happens is the Most High then gave you that gift of faith. You already believe without having to see a sign. Then he gives you signs and wonders that will help build upon that faith that you already have. But you must contain that faith. That faith has to be preserved within you. Verse 6, and jump to verse 6. "But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him." And only people on the earth that's diligently seeking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the hopeful elect. That's factual. So let's get to the next scripture. Now, this is an account I'm about to read that took place. I'm not going to start from the beginning. I'm going to pick it up at verse 30. But basically, it's displaying a faith of two individuals, Jephthah and his daughter. And Jephthah was a warrior among Israel. He was a judge, and he was approached because our people were at war with the Ammonites, and he was a leader that can lead our army to take down the Ammonites. But he was a spiritual man. So let's just pick it up at verse 30, Judges 11:30. "And Jephthah vowed a vow unto the Lord, and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into mine hands, then it shall be that whatsoever come forth out of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt sacrifice." Now he went to war to save all of Israel, like to save Israel from the invasion and the destruction of the Ammonites. Upon doing that, he vowed a vow to the Most High that I will, with whomever comes out of my house, I will deliver up to you as a sacrifice for you saving our people. Because if this doesn't happen, his whole house get taken. The Ammonites will come and take over the whole house and kill at the edge of the sword all people. So his family will go anyway, whoever's in that house. So the vow was he would give the burnt offering for the Most High, if the Most High be with him and deliver them into their hands, and all of Israel be safe. Verse 32. "So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and the Lord delivered them into his hand. And he smote them from Ario, if I'm pronouncing that correct, from Aroer, even till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plains of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel." So he went from 20 cities all the way from their plains to their vineyards, basically slaughtering all of them and all they, all of their Ammonites, so they wouldn't be able to come do that to us. "And Jephthah came to Mizpah Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with trembles and with dance, because she knew if he returned that he won that battle, that war, and she was happy, and she was his only child, which makes it even more impressive. Beside her, he had neither son nor daughter. And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his cloth, and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. Meaning he was hoping it wouldn't have been her. Like it brought his spirit so low, like it, he instantly began to mourn internally because he didn't want it to be heard. And it says, verse 36, and she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto the Lord, do to me according to that which had proceeded out of thy mouth, for as much as the Lord had taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even of the children of Ammon. Man, that was beautiful. She's like, if the Most High's will that he saved you and delivered you in that battle, and delivered our enemies unto you, and the Lord had taken the vengeance for thee, then you have to honor that vow. Do unto me whatever you said to the Lord that you would do. And she said unto her father, let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains and bewail my virginity, and I will follow. It's like and my fellows. And he said, Go, and he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the two months that she returned unto her father, who did with her according to the law, according to his vow which he had vowed, and she knew no man. And it was custom in Israel that the daughters of Israel went yearly to Lamech, the daughter of Japhtah, the Gileadite, 4 days in a year. So I'm gonna go into, this is the Hebrew word for that word. Actually, no, this is in Acts. Let me go to Judges 11. Okay. All right. So this is the Hebrew word is bakah, for the word be well, because she asked her father, let her be well, her virginity, right? That she may actually, yeah. So she wanted to be well her virginity, because in those biblical times, our women knew that the honor of a woman is to marry a man and to bear children, not her independence, and to get her career going. That's what the women of today's society, that's their approach. That's their the highlight of their life. That they go in college, get an education, a so-called education. They don't really know what the word education means. They don't even know what it means to have a degree. These are their main focus, and to get their career started off the ground, and so they can get themselves things that they want, and so they can boast in the fact that they're independent and they can do this on their own. That wasn't the focus of our nation, and that was not what women are supposed to do. The honor that came with the woman, is to find a husband, be chosen Choose or be joined unto a husband, bear children, and keeping in the ordering of the house, and to be his helpmate. That was the focus, and she was bewailing that, which the word means to weep, bewail, cry, shed tears, to weep in grief, humiliation, or joy. But in this case, it's humiliation. It's bitter to weep bitterly, to weep upon, to bewail, lament. So basically, to cry. You know, and then you go into the Strong's definition. It has to weep, generally to bemoan at all, bewail, complain, make lamentations. So basically, and to mourn. So basically, she was sorrowful because what? Because she wasn't going to get to do what she wanted to do, which is to grow, to be able to grow with a man in the unity of a marriage. Give her virginity over to him because that consummates marriage, and to bear children and to have a family of her own. And that's why her companions, her other female friends and family would be there with her, because they all the women knew that was what was being taken from her, that she wouldn't be able to experience. So they bemoaned with her. I mean, they bewailed with her. And that's why they dedicated a day every year to her, 4 day of 4 days to her. So so the point of this is the fate that Jephthah and his daughter had to have. For one, for him to see that his daughter and to be, you know, to stick by it. This was carried out. This was similar to what happened with Abraham and Isaac. And Isaac was put on an altar, but he wasn't sacrificed. She actually was sacrificed. So the same fate that Abraham showed, Jephthah completed. He went through with that fate, and he did he honored the vow. And also for her to even just request, give me some time. Can I have 2 months that I may be well, my virginity? And she didn't know a man. If it was been a woman of today, that whole scenario wouldn't have transpired like that. She would have went out and wild out, probably wouldn't even dealt with just one man, probably would have dealt with a gang of men, and possibly wouldn't even return back to her father's house so he can carry out the vow. She probably would have stayed gone. She probably would have jumped ship and rode and been in a whole other land 2 months from then, trying to live, trying to live her best life. Like, why do I gotta be put to death because he made a vow? But the fate that the two of them had to go through with that, that takes a lot of faith for him to actually sacrifice her, and for her to return to be sacrificed as a burnt offering for a vow that he vowed that the Most High deliver his enemies. That take major faith. you know this is Hebrews 11:32. And what shall I more say? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, and David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kings, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of the weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to fight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance, that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trials of cruel mocking and scourging, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned